And I'm just going to dump all that. Because what I want to do now, I wish that I could just sit down with each one of you and give you a big hug, tell you how much I love you and how proud I am of you being here, how proud I am of you for your dreams, your hopes, your goals, the things that you've thought about during this week. I wished I could sit down with you and talk about how all this is going to work with you and plan with you. I think of all the stuff that's happened this weekend, all the things that we've been looking at, all the things that we've heard. I mean, from the very start of the award ceremony, whenever we had 22 people who stood up and said, I'm going to be part of forming this new company, and became founders of it, and 22 not just said they would, they did. And 22 not just said they would and did, but they really brought it about. And now they're the team that has brought together this great mass audience that we have here, and the thousands that are watching on the internet. And you know, almost $500,000 in bonuses have been paid to our people, and all the things that's happened, and the promotions we made. The first person to make $100,000 in our company honored the 9 people driving the cars. That within a short period, what they did was absolutely awesome. But inside me right now, I just think we haven't seen anything yet.
You're right.
I believe within my heart that there's going to be a wave of something that's going to go out there and hit the network marketing industry. And they're going to say, here is a company that, if it ain't true, they don't say it. If it ain't right, they don't do it.
That's right.
It's a company that's going to do what they say they'll do.
Yeah.
That people who was in the business for years and recruited tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and over 1 million recruited know what it is to build in this industry, know what it is to listen to the reps. I think that out there, there's people listening right now just to try to find out what's going on in Surge. Well, look out, Gary. Look out, because you're going to see that Surge is going to be looked at as the company where the company listens to the rep. The reps
Yes.
are the king. Without the reps, there's
Yes.
nothing. And then there's so many reps that are in bondage out there. They're so afraid. They're not getting their paychecks. They're being told stories. And gang, there's a new wave. It's a fresh wave of happiness and joy. And and then this is the first convention. This is the first meeting that we've had. And you're the first group. And many of you have been honored. You've been awarded the first. Gang, what is about to happen is unbelievable. When we announced the 30 days to 50K, where the people who are wondering, how could I ever escape where I'm at? Well, they can come out here, people who say, I can bring in 100 people. They bring in 100 people in their team builders team. And they do that in 30 days. And then over the next, that will earn them $50,000 paid to them over the next 5 months. But about 25 of it comes very quick in the system. And $5 a month they're going to get for each month for 5 months.
$5 grand.
Why do another 100 people on top of that over that 5-month period of time and a brand new person? If you're a winner and you're saying, I need some bridge money, what do you need? 100,000 in 5 months? You'll make it just by doing that.
Lord have mercy.
And we are about to see an explosion. We're about to see this company reach out and literally change the way people look at networking. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. Chris Coakley, the things that you taught and the lesson that you just taught, and how this academy is going to help our people See, I've worked all my life wanting to help people. In the ministry, I had 13 years in the ministry. And my whole goal was to make sure that people found out the most important thing. And if you don't get that right, gang, and I'll tell you that, if you don't get that part of it right, and everything else doesn't even matter. You've got to get that part right.
Gotta get your spirit right.
That we can be an example that you can look at and say, yes, I want to get that spiritual part of my life.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
And then to have the 20 years in A.L. Williams, Primerica, being able to help literally thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, 750,000 customers. And to be able to see them working towards becoming financially free. And so, gang, as I look at where we are right now, I see a group of people, and I see a group here, and every one of you come up to me and say, Coach, I'm in. Coach, I'm in. I'm going to do it. I wished I could go home with you, because I know if I went home with you for the next 30 days, and we'd work together, you would earn that $50K.
I know that's right.
I know that for sure. I'm going to do my best to go home with you in the academy. I'm going to do my best. But I just want to see from a show of standing up, how many are going to go home a different person? How many of you are going to go home and say, that I can be, the best family member I can be. I'm gonna be the one that people look at and say, I'm growing. I hope you grow from this meeting. I hope you decide that I'm going to be better. I want to thank you so much. Thank you. What a great commitment that you're making. You know, I can't help but think about a fellow that I read about. In fact, I've really studied quite a bit about his life, and the reason maybe it was of great interest to me is because I really picked up on his life when he was about my age. He was about 80 years old. And he was trying to figure out what it was that God had planted him here on this earth to do. And all at once, the message came across. He'd made some runs at it before. In fact, 40 years before that, he made a run at it and ended up being run out of the country. And pretty soon, he felt for sure it was his time. And I read about him. His name was Moses.
Yeah.
80 years old, and he said to a group of people about this size, one of the first columns, and he said, how many of you want to go to the promised land? They all stood up.
Everybody didn't make it.
They all stood up. They all started.
Yeah.
They all marched across the Red Sea. They went on dry land. They saw all kinds of miracles take place.
They sure did.
They saw things like a young lady that was sleeping in her car become a multimillionaire. They saw a dozen scholarships given today. And 2 to 3 years later, we're going to see a millionaire or two out of this group.
Right.
They saw all kinds of miracles. They were fed manna in the day and all that stuff. And then they were ready to go in and claim it. They sent a dozen people across to find out if they could make it. See, they went home to what Chris called that's life. And some of the people at home said, "You're crazy. What makes you think you could earn $50,000 in 30 days? You can't earn $50,000 in a year. I haven't seen you earn $50,000 yet in your life." And we begin to die. And all at once, everything that we look at looks like a giant. And you know what? The bad part about it is in our own life and heart, we say we are like grasshoppers to them. We think of ourselves sometimes because we've made some starts, and because it hasn't maybe worked for us, and because maybe we at another time, at another place, thought it was our time and it wasn't, and it didn't work out, that we're like grasshoppers trying to take on this giant thing. Even though we saw this whole front row here do it. They're special. No, you're special.
Yes.
And so they had 10 of the spies come back and say, "We can't do it."
Mm-hmm.
They wandered around, did laps around Mount Sinai for about 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time, as they were out there, a group of people came against them. The Amalekites. Joshua went out to fight. Moses was up on the mountain. And as long as he held up his hands,
Yeah.
they were winning. They were winning. And as soon as he got tired
Mm-hmm.
and his hands went down, they started to lose. It hold them up. Finally, Aaron and Hur,
Yeah.
they sat down and got a stone that we could sit on. And one of them held up one hand and the other one held up the other.
That's how it works.
I think of the job that I've accepted to do. 10,000 financially free, happy, healthy,
Yes.
mentally tough,
Thank you.
spiritually well-grounded
Yes.
people. And between now and 2020, and I feel like that it's going to take that whole army. And by the way, it's going to take an army about the size of what Moses was leading. And sometimes I need your help
Mm-hmm.
so we can hold up and fight this battle.
That's
I
it.
can't fight it alone.
That's it. Yeah.
There's no way. See, everything is in place now for us.
Mm-hmm.
The cell phone, getting the message out, being able to bring people in, a company that's able to do and support to where they can have fun, bring them into our academy. And I just wonder how many people will say, "Coach, you know, I'm with you. I'm with you. I see it. I see the academy. I see the chance for me to do something special. I see the chance for me to be something special." You know, each one of you was given one of those cards. And it's a card that just simply says, "Coach, I'm with you." And this is not trying to build the school. I'm wanting to help you reach your potential in your life. And I wonder, who's going to help me hold up my hands? Who's going to?
Yes, sir.
Bring it on up here.
That's the card. Yeah. I think it's the one of ours. Okay, we gotta fill ours.